Good morning, my RH negative friends. I hope you're all doing well today. Please
Yeah, you need to, if you're RH negative, or if you have heard that RH negative or the Nephilim are all of the wicked people in the world, you need to go and listen to her. I've been talking about this. I myself am O negative, and I've had a channel since 2017 talking about the very issues that she is talking about right now, about the lineage of RH negative, about anthropology, DNA, and all of that stuff. I actually have my channel on hold right now because I was going to do something different. I have quite a few videos, but I put it on hold because I wanted to put on some, I just wanted to do some different things with it. And I'm going to start working on that again. I'm going to start releasing those videos because this is what I've learned by doing this. Like, I originally heard about, like, I'm RH negative. I knew that I had to get the Rogaine shot. I had 4 children. And so I had all of those health issues when I was younger, or that they thought would happen. And so I went through all of that, but never really understood what it really meant until I was listening to David Wilcock. And they were talking about being abducted and stuff. And I started talking, it was in Facebook group, and I started talking about all the weird experiences. Like, I put down one experience that matched what they were talking about. And somebody came back to me and said, "Are you RH negative by any chance?" And I put down, "Yeah, I'm O negative. Like, why would you ask me that?" And she said, "Oh, well, don't worry. You're going to be saved. They will come and get you at the end." And I'm like, what is she saying? That's like cuckoo, like totally cuckoo. But that got me really researching. And because then the next videos that I found, and we're talking about, this is probably 2015. So I did a lot of research before I went and started my channel. And what I found was this whole line of that they're the Nephilim, they're the half-breeds, they're like what the Book of Enoch, they're the evil. And I'm like, I don't have a personality like that. I'm a really super honest person, and I've had a lot of spiritual encounters throughout my life. When I was younger, I had a lot of angel visits. I've had many angel visits, and I've had them save my life. Like, I think I counted, I've had so many crazy things. Like, I've been shot, and and then beyond that, I had a gun in the back of my head. I fell 40 feet. I had a car coming at me at like 100 miles per hour, straight, and then flipped on its side and went right past me. I had my house blew up. I've had another one where a person came the other way and almost smashed my car. And again, it just went on 2 wheels, came past, dropped down. I fell out of a tree 40 feet. I was in a burning basement, in a burning building that completely was demolished, and it was underneath, when the house was completely, I had an angel come and take me out that time, like literally transport me to my mother's kitchen. I even have a memory that all of my brothers and sisters have of us flying or floating in the basement, and like weird things, like teleportation. And I had alien visitations, like what they talk about. I was moved from one place to the other, and I was examined, and I've had so many of these crazy things that have happened. And believe me, I've had a psych evaluation to see whether I was absolutely sane, and I found out I was completely insane. But these things are real. These things have happened to me throughout my whole life. But it's not me being evil to other people like they try to make it out to be. It's other people being evil to me. It's like me being over generous, me being over kind, me being always understanding. Because one of the other things that I do is I also can read emotions, and I can understand what somebody's thinking. Like, literally, I can get pictures in my mind. There's so many things. I'm crazy with electricity. I've blown up TVs and and phones and all kinds of things. Electronics is really difficult. Computers are extremely hard for me because they always don't work. They always don't work right now, and everything always breaks down. Like, it's a Harry Potter thing with me when it comes to electricity. Any type of modern electricity, it is like it works reverse. And yeah, like I've had blue flames shoot out of my fingers before I even touched a light bulb, like to go turn it on. My own energy has went out and turned on light bulbs. Like, I've been able to do that. Like, there's crazy things that an RH negative, and there are a lot of people are like that. But when I started to research it really good, I found, actually most RH negative people can trace their lineage back to like me. I found myself was Richard the Lionhearted. That was like my first start. So many of them said that they could. And then I found out that who Richard Lionhearted was, and his connection to the Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ, and the lineage that goes through all of that. And I started looking into history and finding out that history is really different than what we've been told. But I also found, when I looked into anthropology, that the older what you go back, we're all Rh negative. There wasn't this antigen, this rhesus monkey antigen, what they want to call it, which really was probably that. It was a mixing, and that's where the mixing actually happened. Because the oldest you go back, the more pure the blood is O negative. This is like the purest of the blood, and that's what they give for blood to everybody. It's universal blood. And the AB negative is the universal plasma, but that's not really even true, because O negative still can give plasma to everybody. So it has the blood and the plasma, right? And then I found out, because I'm very odd, I think about things much more intensely. I pick up on things than other people don't. I can see patterns, and I can prepare ahead of time, and I can get out of things that other people can't. My brain works different than others, although I wasn't necessarily really good in school, but I got good grades. But it was disinteresting to me, let's just put it that way. I have a very thirsty mind, and I have to learn and research all the time. And I found that was very common with Rh negative. They were truth seekers. They wanted to tell the truth. They were really not people that, it was like, when you look back at the Vulcans and stuff like that, they were not allowed to, or the elves and that. They were incapable of lying. And I found the same thing is with most Rh negative that I know too, have this propensity for hyper honesty, which can be kind of bad too. But it seems like we don't have this middle road that we have that other people do. So we don't really see things the way other people do, because we don't want to hurt other people. We don't want to be dishonest. We want to, so we have this morality that we stick by, and we kind of get fooled by other people because we think that they have the same morality. It's a big mistake that we all do. I think those people, most people are not like us, and those people are not as honest as we are, is not as willing to share who we are and be as generous as I found. And what I found was, this is where you can trace your lineage back to these people, and it goes back to the first people, truly the first people. And right now today, and it's mostly Europeans, it comes through the Basque, and it comes through the Caucasus Mountains. That's where they came, and that would have been that would have been out of Babylon when the Israelites, not the Jews, we're not talking about the same people, but the Israelites came out of there and went through the Caucasus Mountains and stayed in the Basque and went all over. But when we go back to anthropology, that's what's really interesting. The farther back we go, we find that it was Rh negative. The antigen was added later, and that sort of goes in with the Sumerian stories and that about mixing with the DNA, and it is the other people that are the mixing, not the Rh negative. The Rh negative, although most people have an interbreeding in their lineage from one or the other, but it is like a recessive gene that comes out, and then they are fully Rh negative. They don't have all of those things that have been put on most people's blood to dumb them down, to make them compliant, and to actually shorten their lifespan. So you'll find, like, I'm 65. You'll find most women who are Rh negative look a lot younger than most because they don't have that junk on the DNA. I guess I'm going to put it right there and leave it there. Talk to you another day about Rh negative.